Once upon a time, a restless traveler from a distant realm arrived at a bustling city nestled between towering peaks and meandering rivers in the heart of ancient China. This city was renowned for a wise seer whose profound insights were whispered about in provinces near and far. Having journeyed for many days and nights, driven by an intense desire for the seer's counsel on a matter of the heart, the traveler approached the sage upon reaching the city. With a heart full of anticipation, the traveler asked, "Master, how can one identify a person lacking inner strength?" The sage, perceiving the depth of the question and the sincerity in the traveler's eyes, nodded gently. He proceeded to share a story about a distant realm and a ruler who had lived many moons ago in a time preceding ours. The sage began recounting the story of a monarch who reigned over a kingdom of opulence and grandeur. Yet his rule was fraught with uncertainty, and his heart echoed with unrest. Seeking solace, the ruler consulted astrologers and soothsayers, but found no respite. The sage narrated how this ruler embodied the characteristics of a weak-minded individual through 5 distinctive signs. Firstly, the sage explained that the ruler was bound by his past, akin to a person trying to walk forward while perpetually glancing backward. This preoccupation with past glories and defeats colored his perception, hindering effective governance. He mistook remembrance for wisdom, dwelling in the shadows of former triumphs and failures, rather than learning from them. Secondly, the ruler was ensnared in the labyrinth of the future, paralyzed by the countless possibilities that lay ahead. His mind was in a state of perpetual unease, tormented by the unknown. Anticipation and worry became indistinguishable, clouding his judgment and preventing him from finding peace in the present. The ruler's susceptibility to external influences formed the third sign. He lacked trust in his own discernment and relied heavily on the opinions of his courtiers. His decisions were mere echoes of their advice, relinquishing his authority and becoming a puppet of their words. Fourthly, the ruler was enslaved by his desires and emotions, succumbing to fleeting passions and ephemeral feelings. This led to impulsive actions that disregarded long-term consequences, causing turmoil in his kingdom akin to a boat adrift in stormy waters. Lastly, the ruler's lack of resilience marked the 5th sign. He crumbled at the slightest setback, viewing challenges as insurmountable walls rather than stepping stones for growth. Adversity led him to surrender rather than summoning the strength to overcome. After reflecting upon the story, the traveler inquired, "Master, if these are the signs of a weak mind, how can one guard against them?" With a serene smile, the sage responded, "Awareness of these traits is the first step towards guarding against them. To break free from the chains of the past, practice mindfulness and live in the present moment. Remember, the past is a teacher, not a jailer." The sage continued, "To overcome the paralysis of the future, anticipate but don't let it paralyze you. Trust your judgment and develop self-confidence to resist the sway of external influences. Discipline and self-control will help temper unchecked desires and emotions, guiding you with reason." In building resilience, the sage concluded, "Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Stand firm in the face of adversity, seeing each obstacle as a stepping stone towards success." The traveler left the sage with a heart brimming with gratitude, carrying not only renewed purpose, but also the wisdom to navigate their inner world. As the traveler's silhouette faded into the horizon, the sage watched with a sense of contentment. Turning toward the setting sun, its crimson rays casting long shadows, the sage murmured to himself, "Life is a flowing river, and our minds are vessels navigating its currents. Our strength is the compass, anchor, sail, and rudder." With those thoughts, the sage walked back to their dwelling, leaving behind a legacy of wisdom destined to echo through the ages.